everyone, it's Linnea. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another what if video, and this is what if we swapped our sun with other objects in the universe. Imagine swapping our sun with a black hole or something like crazy like that. I cannot wait to see this, so let's get right into it.
If our sun suddenly turned into a magnetar,
Ooh, what is that?
we'd all be cooked.
I don't even know what that is, so
quickly.
let's find out what that is.
Magnetars pack about 1.5 times the mass of our sun into an incredibly small space.
Oh.
They're tiny and super dense remnants of ancient stars that have gone supernova.
What?
And they have an unimaginably powerful magnetic field.
Ugh.
Yeah, this little star would kill everything on Earth.
Instantly?
Including you. In this video, we'll show you how life would change or end if we replaced our star with some of the most extreme objects in the universe.
Let's do it.
Some of these, surprisingly, could be better for us than the sun.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
But before we get into it, we want to hear what object you would want to replace the sun with. Why not tell us your pick in the comments below?
I don't know.
Okay.
I want something
now
that's
let's
even
test them all
better
out,
than the
starting
sun.
with a red giant.
Okay.
The bad news
That's
is that the
scary
sun
looking.
really will swell up into this kind of red and hot exploding star. And
Eventually?
it would swallow Mercury, Venus, and even Earth.
This is
But the good
eventually,
news
right?
is that it'll take 5 billion years to get
Okay,
there,
way down the
give or
line.
take. You see, our sun is what scientists call a G-type yellow dwarf. It's a
G-type
main
yellow
sequence
dwarf.
star. It runs on fusing hydrogen into helium, but its clock is ticking. The
Ugh,
sun
I don't want to hear
formed
that.
4.6 billion years ago. A star like
4.6
this
billion.
only has a lifespan of 10 billion years only. And
Okay, we're
when it
halfway through
dies,
our
it
sun's
goes out
life.
with a boom,
Okay.
a red giant kind of boom.
Okay.
But we're not going to be around in 5 billion years to witness the death of the sun. So how about we speed things
But
up?
someone will
and
be,
replace our
right?
star with the red giant now. Well, because that would mean instant death for you. Because as I mentioned earlier, this red giant would swallow Earth whole. You wouldn't even get a chance to enjoy the view.
Like that
Immediately,
quickly,
Mercury,
though, or
Venus,
like-
and Earth would be obliterated. And not because this red giant would be so scorching hot. No. The sun's surface burns at 5,772 Kelvin. That's
Ugh.
about 5,500
Look at those
degrees
solar
Celsius,
flares.
or
They, like, looping
10,000
back
degrees
in.
Fahrenheit. Red giants burn cooler, mostly because at this point in a star's life, it's burned up all of its hydrogen. This
Oh my
star's surface
goodness.
temperature
Okay.
would be around 3,000 Kelvin. That's just 2,700 Celsius or 4,900 Fahrenheit.
Still hot as heck, but
Giants got their name
lot
for
cooler.
a good reason. A giant reason, I should say. Yeah, this ball of helium would be 200 times larger than the sun. And it would be anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 times more luminous. Even if you could
Super
look at
bright.
it just for a second, you'd lose
you're
your
gonna
eyesight.
you're gonna go
At
blind.
first,
Yeah.
everything would become very bright and orange. The sky
That looks
would
like
look like it's on
what it looks
fire.
like when there's
You'd be
fires.
blasted by the most intense heat wave as temperatures on Earth rose by hundreds of degrees. Next, the oceans would boil and
Dry
disappear.
up.
Within minutes, Earth itself would get dragged into the red giant's outer atmosphere. Our planet's crust would melt. All life would burn.
Yikes. That is
The red giant
terrifying.
would reach Earth's orbit, blind us, broil us, and then there would be no more Earth left. Gone.
Okay, well, at least we're
Even
blind
Mars
and
would get a
boiled
violent
before
blast of heat.
the Earth is gone.
Its carbon dioxide ice caps and permafrost would vaporize instantly, creating a thin atmosphere of gas and steam. It sounds like great news for Mars, but it's not really. Strong solar winds and intense radiation from the expanding red giant would strip away that thin atmosphere in no time.
Yikes.
The Martian surface would be hotter than the melting point of lead. All the sand and rock on its surface would melt into a glassy blob. For a short time, Mars would glow like a red-hot coal, but then it would just end up as a
Just-
dead rock.
Just be
Other
done.
planets further away would be affected too, because the red giant would gradually lose
they're
its
cold.
mass. Its gravitational
So
hold
maybe
on
they would
Jupiter,
just
Saturn, and the other surviving
come to a better
planets would
temperature?
weaken. Any planets that weren't burnt to a crisp would slowly drift away out into outer space. Okay, that was a pretty violent end for
Yeah.
Earth. Now,
I don't like that
on a scale
one.
of how spectacularly we die, I'd rate it a 9 out of 10. Taking a point away for not being able to enjoy the view, even briefly.
Because we're blind.
Swapping our
Yeah.
sun out for a red giant brought instant death. No time to react, just vaporized. Terrifying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, sometimes instant can be a good thing. Next, let's go a little easier on Earth and
Please.
replace the sun with a red dwarf star.
Okay.
Red dwarf
dwarf
stars
star.
aren't the same as red giants.
Okay.
These are the most common types of stars in the universe.
Okay.
Most of the exoplanets we find out there in space are
Are red
orbiting
dwarf
this
stars?
kind of star.
Oh, okay.
The sun will never become a red dwarf, not even in billions of years, but if it did, well, it wouldn't be so bad.
Okay, I want to
First,
hear
it would
why.
become really small and dim. Red dwarfs are much cooler than our yellow dwarf sun. Their average surface temperature is about 3,300
Would we have
Kelvin.
vitamin D
That's
deficiencies?
3,000 degrees Celsius, 5,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Replacing the sun with this kind of star would cause the skies on Earth to look dark and faintly colored.
Yeah.
It'd be like a deep dusk or dawn.
All the
even
time?
at noon with a small reddish
That's what I'm
orange
saying.
dot.
Would we have vitamin D
It's so dim
deficiencies?
that you could look directly at the red dwarf for a brief moment without any eye damage.
Okay.
But because this new sun would be so dim, temperatures on Earth would start to drop
Okay.
by a lot.
Now we're going the opposite
Within
way.
1 week, the global surface temperature would fall below minus 18
Oh my
degrees
gosh.
Celsius. That's 0 Fahrenheit.
Like Ice Age.
Within a year, Earth would be about minus 73 degrees Celsius, minus 100 Fahrenheit. The effect of this cooling would take time, but
Okay.
eventually everything would freeze. The only place left that would still have liquid water would be deep under the oceans. At
Yikes.
first, you'd see intense storms and heavy snowfalls, but eventually the water cycle would stop. There'd be no rain, no snow, no wind. And
Oh my
there wouldn't be
goodness
enough solar
gracious.
energy for plants to perform photosynthesis.
So then
Plants would be the
no
first thing to die out,
crops.
and soon after, the entire
People.
food chain would
Yeah.
collapse. In this
No,
climate,
that's not
only
good.
the hardiest microbes would have a chance. Some
Hmm.
microorganisms deep in the Earth's crust or around hydrothermal vents in the ocean could survive indefinitely, but
Look at that
frozen
shot
surface,
of. Oh, that's
all
one of my
forms of
favorite
life
movies.
wiped out.
That's The Day After Tomorrow.
over the years, the
My
cold would
favorite.
become more intense, and even the near-surface bacteria would go dormant or die.
Hmm.
Earth would become a sterile, ice-bound rock. Now, it wouldn't be all that bad because at least you wouldn't die instantly. You might have a
Okay,
chance
we
to
would
leave
just
the planet and travel
slowly freeze to
someplace more
death over
pleasant.
time.
That is, unless Earth itself took off out of its orbit. Here's the deal with red dwarfs. They're way less massive than the sun, so
Oh,
their
the gravitational pull.
in the solar system wouldn't be strong enough to keep all the planets in place.
Oh goodness
Earth
gracious.
might
Okay.
break off and become a rogue traveler in deep
No,
space,
we don't want that.
getting even colder, darker, and more inhospitable for life.
Mm.
And that would happen fast. Gravity travels at the speed of light, so Earth would start feeling the change as soon as 8 minutes after the sun turned into a red dwarf.
That's pretty quick,
The planet wouldn't
man.
immediately shoot off into deep space. No, it would gradually begin drifting away, and then eventually we'd leave the solar system.
Everything is so perfectly like situated for us to be where we are and for the sun to be where it's at and all of life being able to happen and exist. It's kind of crazy. Like, how are we so lucky? How are we so lucky?
But at least you'd still have a little time before your imminent death. So, a red dwarf filling in for the sun, well, I
These
give that
type
a 4
of
out
topics
10.
make me feel like
Okay,
a microscopic
Let's move
speck.
on to something that's not very common in the universe. Turn our sun into a blue star.
What the
A
heck is
blue
that?
star. Blue
Never heard of
stars
it.
might look cold, but they actually run
Burn hotter?
extremely hot. These O-type or B-type main sequence stars
O-type,
are
B-type?
the hottest and most massive stars in the universe. You don't see them very often. O-type blue stars make up only about 0.00003% of stars in our Milky Way galaxy. And our sun physically could never gain enough mass to become a blue star, but if it did, it would look interesting.
I bet it would look
Daytime
pretty,
on Earth
but
would have an intense, almost stark blue-white glare. The sky would
scared.
take on a deeper blue or even a violet tint.
okay.
This blue star would be a lot brighter than the sun. Do not look at it with the naked eye. This bluish light would be overwhelming.
Instant
and did I
blindness.
mention it would shower you in extreme levels of radiation?
No, you left that out.
Blue stars are monstrous. The blue supergiant star, Rigel, emits 60,000 times as much energy as our sun. And some blue stars out there, like Eta Carinae, put out 1 million times the energy of the sun. Even if our new blue sun were a less extreme blue star, Earth would suddenly be receiving hundreds to thousands of times more radiation. If you were exposed to this blue sun just for a few seconds, you'd get an instant sunburn from all the UV radiation. And just as quickly, the Earth's surface would start to heat up. Instead of a global average of 15 degrees Celsius, 60 Fahrenheit, you'd be dealing with temperatures of several hundreds to thousands of degrees. In a matter of days or weeks, Earth would heat up to the point where rocks and metals melt.
It'd just be melting.
The oceans would boil away and all life would incinerate.
So this is very
That would be the
similar
end of
to
The good news
the red
is that
giant.
if this blue star had the same mass as the sun, well, nothing else would change in the solar system. Would Mars become a little more habitable? No, but it would become less deadly than Earth for a short time. It would get warmer on the red planet, but the amount of radiation the blue star would bathe Mars in, well, let's just say we wouldn't want to be building habitats there. Blue star? I give it a 5 out of 10. Deadly, but not as dramatic as the red giant.
Are you filming?
You know,
Yes,
Chase has
I'm
been
filming.
dying to go to his star for his next mission, but
Poor
we're not
Chase,
exactly sure
man.
where to send him. What star do you think we should send Chase to? Well, tell us in the comments below. Now, let's see if we can crank it up a notch and turn our sun into a neutron star.
A neutron star.
Neutron stars are epic. They're born out of a massive explosion called a supernova. It's one of the most violent and energetic events in the universe. The whole blast only lasts about 1 second, but in that second,
So
a star
beautiful.
releases 99% of its energy. This mega event can outshine the galaxy for weeks. Of course, there's no way you are surviving this kind of blast.
So
and our
pretty.
sun is way too
So deadly,
small
but
to
so
burst
beautiful.
into a supernova anyway, so let's skip the initial blast and replace the sun with a neutron star in a more calm way.
Okay.
Like this. Within 8 minutes of the last drop of sunlight, the sky would fade to black and stars would appear, even if it were daytime. You wouldn't see the moon or the planets because you can only see them by reflected
I
sunlight.
just went there.
You wouldn't even see the neutron star in the sky. It would be practically invisible to your human eyes. From now on, it's forever night on Earth. And you probably know where this is going. Without sunlight, there'd be no photosynthesis, no plants, no life. Earth
Plants
would
go,
gradually
we
become
go.
a frozen rock. But it would be bathed in a different kind of solar energy. Neutron
is it?
stars are unimaginably energetic, especially if they're pulsars. If this neutron star had a spinning core, that would make its magnetic field stronger. It would become a rotating, magnetized neutron star, or a pulsar. And now
That
we'd
looks
be dealing
crazy.
with periodic blasts of intense, high-energy radiation. From Earth, these bursts would appear as an aurora-like glowing in the sky.
That's pretty, actually.
With time, the effects of this radiation would become more intense and cause electronic disruptions, skin burns, and radiation sickness.
Okay, not
Life
good.
on the surface would be wiped out from two sides, freezing from a lack of solar heating and being irradiated by the neutron star's high energy.
Okay,
Earth would freeze
that's
and
pretty
fry
horrible.
at the same time. But once you zoom out a bit, things would be business as usual. The neutron star would have about the same mass as the sun, so it wouldn't disrupt the solar system's delicate orbital order. Neutron stars, way too radioactive. They sound epic. I wouldn't want to live close to one, so I'm going to give it 7
cool,
out of 10
but I don't think I would want to be anywhere near
it.
it.
Next up, let's replace the sun with a magnetar.
A magnetar.
Magnetars are extreme, maybe more extreme than neutron stars.
Okay.
Well, technically, magnetars are neutron stars, just with a little
Stronger.
sprinkle of magnetism.
Okay.
And just like neutron stars, magnetars are small, about 20 kilometers or 12
What
miles
is
across.
that shooting out of
But
it?
their magnetic fields are trillions of times stronger than Earth's.
Goodness
Then
gracious.
here's a bummer. If you expect this kind of view, well, don't, because if the sun suddenly turned into a magnetar, you wouldn't see anything in the sky. That's
Why?
because magnetars emit most of their energy in X-rays and gamma rays,
Oh,
not in any
goodness
visible light you can
gracious.
see.
Okay.
Once again, just like with Jimmy Neutron Star, it would
Jimmy
be all
Neutron.
night and no moon. And here's another interesting thing about magnetars. These things are burning hot.
Oh,
I mean,
my
all these
goodness
stars are, but
gracious,
a
yeah.
magnetar's surface temperature is millions of degrees.
Ugh.
Earth, you wouldn't get all that much heat from one. Again, they radiate their energy as X-rays and gamma rays, not as visible or infrared light that would
Okay.
warm Earth's surface. Plus, a magnetar's surface area is really tiny, so just like in the case of a neutron star, Earth would be blasted by deadly radiation, and it would freeze because of a lack of warming light.
Goodness
But
gracious.
unlike
okay.
the neutron star, a magnetar would instantly fry our satellites and
Oh,
power grids.
no.
Its radiation is way deadlier. And it would also completely disrupt the Earth's magnetic
Magnet.
field.
Mm-hmm.
A magnetar's intense magnetic field and gamma ray flares would violently compress the Earth's
Oh,
magnetosphere.
gosh.
And you want the Earth to have a stable magnetosphere because that's what holds the atmosphere in place and protects you and me from space radiation. Not only would Earth become technologically blind and deaf, it would also be showered in
Oh,
so
no.
much radiation, you might turn into
We're
the
gonna
Hulk.
turn into the Hulk.
Yeah,
Okay.
brother. Ooh. No, not that one. The one who turns green. Yeah, well, that
Not
really
Hulk
only works in
Hogan.
the
We're
Marvel
not talking
universe.
about Hulk Hogan.
But hey, at least you'd get the view. There'd be incredible auroras in the sky.
Beautiful.
I was really looking forward to a magnetar. Epic.
No.
That's an 8 out of 10.
We don't want
Next up, the
any of
scariest
these.
and hungriest object in the universe.
what?
The black hole.
That's what I was saying from the beginning. Oh
Remember
yeah,
how
I'm
I said
excited
that
to
some
see
of
it.
these extreme objects might be better for Earth than the sun?
Mm-hmm.
Well, scratch that. Nothing is better than the sun. And a black hole is definitely much worse. To be a little more gentle
I
to
can
our
only
planet,
imagine
let's say that
that it
this
would
new
be.
black hole in the center of our solar system had the exact same mass as the sun.
Okay.
Because a supermassive black hole, yeah, that one would just suck you in and not spit you out.
Mm-hmm.
But a nice sun-massed black hole wouldn't even disrupt the Earth's orbit. This
See?
epic view from Earth.
Look at how amazing that looks.
Wait, that's not right. If our sun was turned into a black hole, you wouldn't see a fiery disk in the sky anymore. There'd just be
Black?
just nothing.
Oh.
That's because a black hole with the same mass as our sun would only be about 6 kilometers, 3.5 miles wide. Bummer, I know. But grab a telescope, you'll see that the space where the sun used to be isn't completely empty. You see, black holes bend light around them, and without the sun's
So
blinding
weird.
glare,
So-
you'd start noticing
so
the
weird.
stars in the background being smeared into arcs. This effect is called gravitational lensing, and it's really the only way you can
Black
see
holes
the
are
black hole
crazy.
at all. If some distant star lined up just behind the black hole,
We wouldn't
you'd
see
see
it?
something called an Einstein ring, a perfect circle of starlight wrapped around a pitch black shadow.
Wow.
But like I say, you'd need a telescope to see it. Now, as far as life on Earth goes, well,
Oh.
you and everyone around you would soon freeze to death. Maybe not immediately or overnight, because Earth would still have some internal heat.
Okay.
After a few years, almost everything at or near the
Would just
surface
freeze.
would be frozen solid. After millions of years, Earth's equilibrium temperature would get as cold as minus 240 degrees Celsius.
Goodness,
around
that's cold.
35 Kelvin or minus 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's a complete freeze-over. Nothing would survive here.
No.
But on the bright side, at least you didn't get sucked into a black hole, so
Yeah.
that's a 6 out of 10 for me.
We got to see it
Black
and be
holes
cold
are dangerous.
for a while.
Very strange. Even a nanosecond in one would stretch you out into a state of human spaghetti. Now, the closest
Ugh.
one of these monstrosities is just 1,500 light years away, and I wouldn't recommend jumping into it. If you did, it'd be a cosmic nightmare. Or
I want to learn
trip
more
to
about
a
black
parallel
holes. They are
universe.
crazy.
But that's a story
For
for
another.
another.
What if?
What if?
I love these. Okay, so I know it's bad to say, but the black hole would be crazy to see. We wouldn't die instantly, and yeah, it would get cold and we would eventually pass away, but it'd be cool to look at for a while. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Make sure to go show What If some love, and if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys want to see next. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.